We are back for another episode of the Free PMS Ladies Podcast Show.
Whoop, whoop.
Today, we're just going to jump straight in. I want to talk about how close should you get to your work colleagues? How close? So right now, we are joined with, obviously we've got New Year, Nick, Happy, Nick, whatever she wants to be called. And we've got the Shade Queen in the background.
Guess who's back?
Back again. Shade Queen's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back?
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? My theme song.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask you first, Shade Queen, and then I'm going to get to New Year, Nick. So how close should you get to work colleagues? Now, when I say this, I'm talking about, let's just say you got a friend, you know, you're friendly, because I don't like that. See that term friend? Who? Friendly with somebody or a few people at work. And then they start with the, you know, adding you on the, you know, or following you on your social media. You know, do you accept them as friends like on Facebook? Do you give them your number? Do you see them outside of work dues and outside of work? You know, what's your take?
I'm going to be honest. I don't like getting that close to my work colleagues.
Any particular reason why?
Because some of them become shady. And if you, let's just say you want to do something, you want to call in sick and you go out, you post it on Facebook or whatever. Mm-hmm. What if one of them starts, you know, G'ing you up to the boss saying, and I've seen it happen, not to me personally, where someone was off sick, and then they're posting pictures of themselves out and about and doing all this crazy stuff, and then it comes back on you. So you've got to be really careful with who you have following you on social media. And I don't use Insta, but I have Facebook, and with every job I've had, anytime I've never added my direct manager.
Oh yeah,
I've always had them friend request me, and I'm like, decline. They don't need to know about my life or what I'm doing, because I don't want anything to come back on me.
Yeah.
And once I leave my workplace, yeah, sure, I can add. Okay, there've been some few exceptions, and I'll be like, no, I don't like you that much, really. But with the colleagues I have now, I've probably only got one of them on social media. And even then I'm like, if I post this, is this person gonna rat me out? To, not that I'm doing anything bad, but you've got to think sometimes, because it's so easy to get caught out, especially when you're trying to do something that you shouldn't be doing. So I really don't like getting that close to my colleagues.
That's true. You know what, since we're on that, before I get to you, New Year Nick, this is true story, and Shay Queen, I think you all both know this story. True story, right? There was a guy at my old workplace. I'm not going to say his name. You're not going to say his name, but people would refer to him as the finance manager. And
should we give him a fake name for?
Let's give him a fake name.
Purposes. Something cheesy.
Maurice.
So you got to do the accent. You got to do the accent.
Maurice.
There's a whole story behind that. That's for another time.
Okay, so let's just say there was a guy at my old workplace called Maurice. And Maurice was a little bit of a character. He was a short guy, so you know he had little short man syndrome. So you know he thought too highly of himself. Yeah. So there was so many stories about him, which we won't go into.
That's another episode.
We'll just stick with this one. Well, I'll come back with the tales of Maurice next time. But for this time, it was a Christmas party, right? And Christmas parties were quite good at my old workplace. So he rocks up with 2 girls on his arm. A little dicky bow tie.
Woo!
You know, thinking he's something
like Bond.
Yeah, thinking he's something special with these 2 girls who are taller than him. They're both above 5 foot.
His mum and his sister, yeah?
But hey, I don't know. So he's all walking in there thinking, yeah, I got it like that. So by the end of the night, the girls had disappeared, and he was face down on the floor, whole body spread out. Clearly, he'd had too much shandy or too much slur that night. So a couple of people saw him and kind of just got on with their life. Like one person I know saw him and just stepped over him and carried on with their party. So it obviously towards the end of the night, another a couple that worked with us saw him and was like, look, he's on his own. I think someone called an ambulance, and the ambulance was like, listen, he's drunk. We ain't taking him. So they were like, okay, we'll take him. So they took him. He vomited in their car. Yep. They took him home. He was getting up every second, vomiting. Then he'd left, like, I think like early morning, he'd left all the vomit and left all the mess and just left their house. Yep. So, the lovely Maurice. Obviously, everyone was talking about it. Come the next working day, everyone was talking about it. When he came in, he had his head hung low, and he was sitting there saying that basically someone had spiked his drink. That now he was contacting the venue for the Christmas party to see if that they could, have CCTV footage. And they said, before we release any CCTV footage, you need to go to the police and actually report it, because we're not just going to give anyone, which is true. Yeah. So, so what did he do? So we all knew that he just got drunk. Guys, his body's so small. Whatever they use, like real hypno or any of those things, I wouldn't, you'd have to half it. You couldn't give him a full dose. He'd be dead, So he was, walking around with this sad face. Some would use, people think he's funny. I got my drink spiked, blah, 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 blah. Then he started telling people he spent the whole of Christmas Day in A&E, waiting because he was still sick, X, Y, Z. So then in my team, we were talking about it, and one of the girls in my team, she's a listener of the show who used to be in my team. I'm not going to say her name, but shout out to my old team. Woo!
I was going to say give her another fake name, but no, we ain't got time for that. You know who you are?
Yeah,
I don't.
So we'll call her Beyonce, because that's what she likes to think. So Beyonce was
What's
like,
that,
Beyonce was like, hold on a second. So he spent the whole of Christmas Day. He said he was there the whole day. I went, yeah. He said the whole day. That's what he's been telling. You've been here. That's what he's been telling people. She's like, is it? Oh, okay. She's like, because on Facebook, there's a picture of him having Christmas dinner at someone's house. Got the hat on. The little paper hats on that you get from the cracker. All laughing, loads of pictures of him. So how did he spend the whole day there if he was at this person's house?
It's a lie.
So she brought up the Facebook picture. We were all busting up laughing. So he's all thinking we're laughing at him. So he must have called one of his friends who's in my team, who was in my team, and said, so you sort of think this is funny, yeah? You sort of think you're laughing at my expense. So the guy in my team goes, I just want to check. You were there the whole Christmas Day, the whole day. He went, yeah. Didn't have no Christmas dinner or nothing. No, I was just there the whole day. He's like, okay. Because I'm on Facebook right now and I can see pictures of you enjoying Christmas dinner, got the little paper hat on,
shame,
enjoying yourself. Next minute, the phone cut.
Shame.
The phone cut. 10 minutes later, pictures were removed from his
shame.
Facebook. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So you need to be careful. So I'm just saying this because I always get very wary of, anyone that knows me knows I don't mean the whole friends. For me to call you a friend, you have to be somebody really important to me for me to call you a friend. I've got people that I'm friendly with, but for me, if you're someone who's a friend, you need to stand the test of time. We can't just be friends at work. We're real friends. It don't matter whether we work here, whether we, whatever. We need to be cool outside of here. We need to be able to kick it outside of here. So yes, I'm always a bit, funny about, now again, people have started adding me on their, trying to follow me on their social media for my job. And I'm like, what do I do? So, New Year Nick, what are your thoughts?
I always say don't post anything on social media anyway, because of work colleagues. I'm only friends with proper people. Like it takes a while, like with to say, okay, we're definitely friends, we're going to socialize outside of work. Besides that, if we're not socializing outside of work or even chatting outside of working hours, then we're not really friends. Yeah. And again, I see how they move before I decide what I can tell you where I am.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's not a thing where I've called in sick on the weekend, I'm careful to be like, oh, I'm going to this place on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Because if I'm funny on the Monday, for whatever reason, if I'm never calling sick, I know your mouth is going to be the first one to be opening up in there. So I'm very wary. about who I share information with.
That's
full
true.
stop. But anyway, friend or no friend, if I'm calling sick, you will never know I even exist. Because I don't post any pictures. I don't
Yep.
take no videos. I'm like, if I'm around you, but delete.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it.
True. What were you gonna say, Shay Queen?
Where I mentioned before about how because obviously I work in gyms. Like one of my a couple of years ago, my center manager, who was my direct boss at the time,
Yeah.
I tried to add me on Facebook and I was like, nope. But then a few months later, I'm quite good friends with his aunt who works for the same company,
Right.
and she even friend requested me. Had she not be related to that
Him.
guy, I would have gone, yeah. But because she is, I went, oh hell no.
Yeah.
Because even though we were really, really cool at work, I understand that when push comes to shove, her loyalty better be
with
to
her family.
to be with
Yeah.
her family, and
Yeah.
I don't expect her to do me any favors. So I was like, you know what? Nah. You're right.
Yep, it's true. You got to be careful, and I've learned the hard way. Were you gonna say something else?
I was, but I'll go.
No, go on. You finish. Oh.
I was going to ask a question.
Go for it.
Okay, we've touched on like how getting close. What do you think about relationships? at
Oh.
work? I was literally having a conversation with my colleagues about this
Oh.
yesterday. Relationships at
Oh.
work.
Listen. Look.
I'm with
You're
Queen
with
P. I'm
Queen
gonna go after you, but go. Since I
Listen.
posed the question, go for it.
Right. Listen. I've done it before.
Eh?
I've done it a couple of times.
Hey,
You
this
got-
is news to me.
I don't know. New Year Nick is looking like and. Okay.
Can I just say we're in the mid-year? Are you mid-year Nick now?
When okay, shut up and mind your own business. Okay.
Okay, fine. When
So-
I'm talking to you.
So my thing, so I have done it when I used to work at a betting shop. Me and my manager, we were seeing each other.
Is that how you got the job?
Stop talking right now. Because Shay's a bit traumatized.
Is that how you got the job? Yeah.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Is that how you get promotions?
Shut up.
She's wiping her mouth.
So yeah, and then at another workplace. Hold on, I had
Because she's moved on.
boy. Yeah, I had two. Listen,
remember.
look, listen.
Could have been free.
Listen, I'm talking from experience. It's never a good
Yeah,
idea.
clearly.
Shut up. It's never a good idea. I think, shut up, girls. I think because, listen, the way New Year Nikki is laughing like she ain't got no sense. Anyway, I think it's a bad idea. And I tell you what, I was lucky that every single time, that not long after I had a relationship with that person, either like maybe a month or two later, they left or I left. Like something happened, and it's
Yeah.
not even like I left with them on bad terms. It's not even, one or two of them I still like message every now and again, happy birthday or whatever. But I feel sorry for those people who do it and then you have to go back there. Like you break up and it's bad. You have to go back to work. Everyone just be in your business and it's just not, for me, it's just not good. And I never ever let everybody know about it. It was just something that I did on the down low.
Ew.
But
Make it sound so seedy.
I do
Down
not think it's a
low.
good idea. I personally don't even think it's a good idea for couples to work together. You've got to have a little bit of distance. I mean, for freak's sake, man. You're at work with them. You're at home with them. You're in bed with them. You're in the club with them. You're in restaurants with them. It's too much, man. I will get sick of that person. So I don't think it's a good idea. And as well, people just associate you two together.
Yeah.
So let's just say you call in sick. You, the girl, call in sick, and your man, they're like, excuse me, what happened to her? Do you know what I mean? If you weren't dating, they won't ask him.
Yep.
It's just I just don't think it's a good idea. I personally don't. Obviously, unless your boss is rich, well, then go for it.
Okay then. Back in the day when I was young, I used to work.
Way back.
Listeners, I want you to know that Queen P is 2 years older than me. So
Listen,
call it me old is calling yourself older. Yeah?
Listeners,
Just remember
know
that. Just
I'm
remember that.
Nigerian, and I can put any age down that I choose.
Oh my gosh.
And if you don't like it, cash me outside.
Cash me outside. Guys, look that up. There's a whole thing about that if you don't get that reference. Cash me outside. Anyway, no, back in the day when I was young and I used to work for a certain clothing shop,
Mm-hmm.
some high street retailer, which is still operating these days.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a big company. I worked in a shop where everyone was dating everybody,
Ugh.
and even though we were part of a big store, everyone knows each other. We all used to go like to the pub around the corner on the Friday after work. This was back in the day when our shop used to close at 7:30, not these days when you're 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
We were
7-Eleven,
we were 10 till 7. Get out 7:30. We're in the pub at 7:45. Whatever. Everybody knew everybody's business. Everyone knew the ins and outs of everyone's relationship. And when it didn't work out, yes, people were stuck, having to go past their ex every day. And I didn't participate in that because, I just thought a lot of people that I worked with were nasty and I knew too much about them. See, there were quite a few hoes. There was one guy that had been through half of my department. So it was easy.
Good for him.
Well, he was young, he was dumb, and I had an easy time counting who he hadn't been to bed with than who he hadn't. He'd literally been through my whole department. There was a point where our sister thought that there was something going on between me and him. I was like,
Did I?
not you.
Oh,
we've got another sister.
Oh.
She questioned. I was like, oh hell no! I was like, you're looking at that guy, you could get gonorrhea. I was like, no.
Ooh.
He's like, ooh. Okay. that's actually a true story. But anyway, true story. But no, I did not. But because I kept seeing how awkward it got between people afterwards, and hearing, because I was friends with some of these people, I was like, I really don't want to partake in any of that. And now that I work for gyms, I've got 2 colleagues of mine who've gone out with like members of the gym, which is and for both of them,
taking your work home.
bring you home to work, basically.
Work from home.
And it kind of gets awkward because even when one girl was seeing a guy, I see her, she'd be training someone and he'd be like right on the machine right next to her trying to just get her attention. I was like, this is awkward. And I thought, I don't want to get involved with anyone because I need to, especially the job that I do, I need to be able to move quickly and easily and not think, oh my God, that person's making me awkward, or I don't want to see that person. And especially with my colleagues where it hasn't worked out, and I've seen how awkward it's got for them. And I was literally having this conversation with one of my colleagues yesterday, which is why it just came up now. Yeah. And I was like, would you do it again? And she was like, no. Yeah. Because it's just it's
messy.
It gets messy. You can't mess around where you eat. Yeah. But in saying it, I have seen I can think of one situation where a couple have met at work and it's worked out. So I know one couple, they're married with 2 kids now, and it all started in that particular clothing shop, so which is nice. But 99% of these couples that I've seen in the workplace have not worked out. And it's just got nasty, and I've seen an engagement break up because of an affair at work. And true story.
At least she found out before she got her dress. Well,
it was the girl who was having the affair.
Oh, huh?
You said before she got her dress.
Like she was engaged.
Yeah.
And then he was cheating.
No. She was the one cheating.
Oh,
and she was cheating with that hoe that got around half the store. I won't say his name because
is his ding-a-ling infected? I bet it's infected now. I bet it's got a disease.
He's infected.
Did he have it? Did he have gonorrhea?
No. I just said he was a poster boy because I just thought he'd been with so many people. You just look at him and you get an STD. No. It's true because he'd been with, I'm not even lying, I can think of 10 people off the top of my head who I know who's been with, and I know that there were more.
But the thing is, see, that's what I just can't do. I just don't think it's a good idea. Like I said, I know I've done it, but at the time I did it, it wasn't all like one after the other. It was one, and then maybe it was about 8 or so years later that I dated. I'd been with this company for a long time, so I dated one maybe like in my 2nd year of being there, and then 8 years later, was kind of So that those people
wouldn't have known each other.
Yeah, they don't know each other. They weren't even. Both of them weren't even working there at the same time. But you get to a point if you do that too close together, you stop seeing one, you go and see the other.
You start getting the name for yourself.
That's how they start talking about your kitty cat. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, nope, I don't want anyone talking about my coochie crack. No, because the guys, even the girls at work do it. They're like, oh yeah, he did this. Oh my God, no, I'm gonna be like Ray J. I hit it first.
Oh my God.
God. Literally, I must have told you there was a girl at my old workplace. Oh Lord, they used to call her taxi bike.
Because everybody's had a ride.
Not a good nick.
Yeah. Obviously they didn't say it to her face, but that's what people knew her as taxi bike. But literally, she'd been with two guys who were in the same team as me. They didn't realise, but obviously one of them had started talking about it, and then they started coming up with the dates, and they were like, oh, one of them was like, actually, I hit it first. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Anybody want to ride that ride?
Yeah. Oh Lord, no, trust me, if you saw her.
They
They just went with her because she was available. She wasn't actually that nice. And without going into it, somebody that we knew that was related to her knew her movements were like that as well, and was like, well, she's had a past. We're like,
So currently her present?
yeah, I was like, is that a nice way of saying she at home? Like,
Anyway, I think it's not too bad because I get what you lot are saying that sometimes it goes bad, but sometimes it goes well. Like I know people who've dated people in workplaces for years, and then like they're probably not married, but they're settled down. I know someone who got married. I know another person who got married and had kids. So my thing is that you spend so much time in your workplace, it's almost like school, college, uni, whatever.
yeah.
That you're bound to, get attracted to someone because again, some people just go straight home. So the only place to meet someone is the workplace. It's just like, I'll guess some people see it as a one night stand and some people don't. So unless they do know what they're doing, then that's when it starts to get messy. And again, some people are just hoes.
True.
But like you can meet someone in a supermarket, in a
That's
gym
true.
or whatever,
That's
and then
true.
the same thing sort of thing happens, but it's not too close to home.
Yep.
But it's a risk that you take, and I think for some people it always pays off, and then for some people it's just like, I should have gone there. But I bet if you ask them, all those people were hoes in school.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Okay, well, Shade Queen, thanks for bringing up that
You're welcome.
that topic.
Hey everyone, so I'm back with the latest TV shows this week and films. So, Miss Snoop recommended a couple of shows called Claws, and I was thinking claws, like Santa Claus, I know, but it's the claws that women wear, that their nail polish or their nail length.
Oh.
So it's based on this woman who's got her own beauty salon in America, obviously, and she's a bit into like the drug dealing business, trying to clean money for like her current boyfriend. But what happens is that one of her employees obviously starts sleeping with him, trying to get herself up in his business, financial and otherwise. And then she finds out, but then there's a little cliffhanger that happens, and then basically they're trying to do a bit of a cover up, so without me going too much into it. So it's like these three women who are just off the wrong side of the tracks, just trying to make a name for themselves and like pay their bills. But then because they're getting involved in shady business, things are happening back to them. So I'll say definitely recommend it. It's lighthearted. It's nothing like too serious. It has a bit of jokes in it, and you'll be like, oh, whoa, she didn't just say that, and whoa, she looks like that. Oh my days. But it's definitely worth a watch. So I'm on season 1 at the moment.
What channel?
Netflix channel. Watch it online. It's not on Sky as far as I know, so watch it on Netflix, which I believe everyone has nowadays. So catch that one up. And then we've got Queen South, which is based on two sisters who were estranged, but then they're caught on when their father becomes ill, and they're trying to fight over his land and decide what to do about it. But there's lots of twists and turns with that one as well, because one of them's married and they're kind of like, oh, we should do this with the family land, and the other one's kind of like, no, well, you don't care, that whole type of situation. Like, inheritance is such an issue. Like, seriously, parents, just try and write something down and let them hopefully stick to it.
Yeah.
Because just leaving it up to the kids' business,
It's not working.
it's not working. We don't want a whole Cain and Abel situation again. We don't want all of that kind of stuff. We just want people to settle down. But it's definitely a good one to watch. It's a bit slower than Claws. It takes a while for it to pick up. So you definitely need to focus on this one, because otherwise you'll miss a beat. So yeah, I'll definitely say those two shows. Yep. And then the last one is Rivera with Julia Stiles. If you guys remember Julia Stiles from back in the day.
Save the Last Dance.
Save the Last Dance.
Save the Last Dance.
I don't think anyone has. And she looks the same, but just older. Like, the character suits her more now, but she's got that still like deadpan face. Like, she's not excited about anything. It's that type of thing. Literally, and that's coming back as well, isn't it?
Is Daria coming back?
Yeah, but we'll go
Oh.
to that in a second.
Okay.
So Julia Stiles is playing the a wife of this billionaire, and he loves her to bits. She's his second wife. So he had a first wife with the kids and everything like that, but then upgraded 20 years later to Julia Stiles. Anyway, and then he goes on a business trip. Sees a nice blondie, and I don't
Of
know what it is about
course.
these blondes. Like, men literally their heads turn when they see a blonde chick, and then the boat he's on blows up, and I'm like, what? Yeah. So then he passes
Shame on him.
away. Yeah, that's what happens when you look at another woman. You know, you get killed. So the boat blows up and everything like that, and then she's like obviously heartbroken, but then now she has to deal with all the family politics of the ex-wife and the 3 kids and the money. Now this man had obviously his accounts in different countries, so he wouldn't get taxed and all that kind of stuff. But now people, or they were onto him before he died. So again, I'm thinking, is this a fake death type of thing to get away from it, or is she now gonna have to pay the penalty for it? Because one of the police officers like, you're a bit naive, you don't know your husband's business, you don't know this, you don't know that, do you really not know this, or you really that stupid? And she goes, I'm kind of that stupid type of thing. So that's where it's kind of leading on to, like, his youngest daughter does self-harming, the older one does some other dodgy stuff, and the second one just looks like he might have even killed the father. So it's different things. And then obviously the ex-wife is kind of like, I'm the boss now, I can go back into the family house now that he's passed. But obviously,
No, you can't.
Slow down, bitch.
literally. So no, it's definitely a nice one to watch, I would say, as well. It's got obviously other characters that you might recognize, and just the fact that I think it's like a different country. It's like based in like Italy and Monaco. So it's
Rich people places.
rich people
Nice.
places, and we really see how other people live. And I've always said TV shows are based on what has happened in real life, so this is how the other people actually really live. So yeah, give it a go. Back to Daria.
La la la.
This show, listen, like, you guys know I've got a dry sense, nothing a dry sense of humour. It takes me a while to laugh. Daria, yeah, she just like, they're pale-faced. This is Julia Stiles, yeah, but a brunette. And she's just got a very dry, sarcastic thing about her. And it came out like 20 years ago, but it was so funny because it wasn't the norm of the cartoons that were out there. She wasn't like some pretty Barbie girl. She just wore knee-length plaid skirt, cardigan, talks like this all the time. But absolutely hilarious. Now they're bringing it back with, I think Tracy Ellis Ross is the producer, and she's going to possibly play the voice of Daria in it as well. And she's going to try and update it, but it looks like it's going to be like a hit maker, and I think everyone should definitely try and watch.
When you say they bring it back, they bring back the cartoon.
Yeah.
Of it. Oh, okay.
Back the cartoon.
Is it like Daria grown up or still Daria?
No, it's
as-
focusing on her best friend.
Jane Lane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why Tracy Ellis Ross is playing
watched,
her.
I was definitely watching, Jane Lane, and can't remember her man's name. She had a man. Anyway,
Yeah, you.
yeah, the
gone deep.
he had spiky head, didn't he?
You're
Or
going
short hair.
deep.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely give that a go. That's coming out very, 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 very
I
soon.
didn't even know. I'll be watching that. Daria Morgendorfer.
But is it? Look at you. But is it Daria, or are they focusing on the best friend?
Focusing on the best friend.
Oh,
The thing is, they might have Daria inside it as well, but as far as I know, it's her kind of spin-off cartoon.
Okay. One show that if that's back this summer, guys, is Stranger Things.
Yeah, I'm not
season
involved. I'm not involved. I'm not
three.
involved.
Stranger
I'm not
Things.
involved. No.
I think I saw part of the first episode the other day, and I fell asleep. It's not that it was boring.
She was scared.
I was so tired, but I had to watch it with someone because yes, I was scared. But the kids are proper grown up now, and I hear that they're not going to focus so much on Will. So they're going to leave. The producers decide to leave Will a bit alone. I'm like, yes, please let the boy live his life. But the kids are grown. Like the main one. I can't remember what his name is, but he looks so Jewish. Sorry, just saying he does. The one that's with the girl, like the main girl, the girl that's got powers. Can't remember what her name is. But he's proper grown up now. So they're proper teenagers now. But yeah, looks good. Looks real good. So check it out. I can't say too much because obviously I didn't see too much of it. But check it out. It's back, people. It's back.
Yeah, and then we have got Lion King, which is coming back with an all-black cast.
Sibenya.
Thank you,
Sorry.
Shade Queen. Do it again.
Sibenya. Arabitinaba.
Love it. So that's coming back. And when I saw the advert, it had an all black cast, and I was thinking, are they gonna bring it back like Aladdin, like make it an actual film with adults? But then it was like, it's the cartoon again. I was like, so why are you redoing it with all these new voices? The original voices are fine. Like, honestly, Hollywood, think of something else.
At least they kept James Earl Jones as Mufasa because nobody else could do it.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think he is.
James Earl Jones is Mufasa. I'm pretty sure.
No.
Yes.
I swear they've got a new person.
No, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna have to check that out.
We're going to have to check it now. I think they've got a new James Earl Jones. New Mufasa, sorry. But either way, I'm just like, I don't need new people for Lion King. It's an old classic. Like, unless you're changing the story, like Simba Part 2, what's happened. But apparently it's the exact same story. So, please, man.
You know the whole story was a rip-off.
Oh.
Yeah, it was ripped off. You're gonna love this one. The original story is Kimba the White Lion.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, yeah.
Explain.
Well, look, I don't know too much about it, but it is a complete rip-off.
So it's like, obviously, someone released that story and then they just obviously changed it up
Changed
and
it
made
to
it a bit better
Simba.
to make it Simba. Yeah, which again happens a lot apparently with all these stories.
Yeah.
Like someone starts it off, they don't actually buy it, but then they just take it and make it a bit better, or like Kimba to Simba, honestly.
Yeah, it's proper. When I heard
They
about
must
it,
have gone through the courts.
I laughed my head off. But you know, once he changed, it's like, look, it is, but it's not the same thing. But
It is.
I don't know, but I heard that they're doing Little Mermaid next.
Yes, they are.
But I think they've got a black girl as the lead person. I was hearing about this yesterday.
Yeah.
So we got all the redheads are upset. Even though the original story, the girl's not a redhead, she's got brown hair, and the actual story that we know is not the actual story. Apparently, the actual story from Hans Christian Andersen is actually a little bit dark, and it's not actually a fairy tale, and it has kind of a bad ending anyway. So I heard about it yesterday. Someone was telling me about it yesterday, and I was like, it's kind of ruined my childhood. Because Ariel doesn't really get the prince in the end, and
Well, she does in this version.
I know. I was like, but she got Prince Eric in the real story. She don't get the man them. She gets turned into one of them.
Oh, I don't ruin it, man. Like, you literally ruined everyone's childhood as well.
Look, they ruined it for me.
Okay. But yeah, Ariel, I saw like a tweet.
Sorry,
about
peeps.
it, where someone was like, I can't believe they're getting a black actress. So there's someone who's, I can't remember what her name is, but she was like they've lost so much already. Like, just let black people have it, but kind of like just let it go. So what if it's a black actress? Doesn't really make a difference. Like, we're trying to come so far. Get over it. As long as the film's done properly, don't moan. Like, really. But each to their own. Is what I always say.
I'm not bothered about it because how many, you get white actors and actresses playing, roles that could have gone to black people, but
Look at was it the Green Hornet in the cartoon? Isn't he black? And didn't they get what's his name, Ryan
Reynolds?
Yeah, to play him. First of all, I wasn't mad at that, but hey, don't act like you guys ain't been doing it to us forever. I'm just saying, okay? So yeah.
Thanks for that. So yeah, that's it on the TV land. If you've got any shows or films to recommend, please send it. I will be hopefully watching the new Spider-Man movie, even though I'm still feeling the pain of Avengers, but I'll try and get over it. But anything else, please let us know.
Cool. Well, that wraps up another episode for the Free PMS Ladies podcast show.
Oh.
Remember, guys, we are on everything. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. We're on Podbean. We're on iTunes. We're on SoundCloud. Get at us. If you want to ask us anything, email us at freepmsladies. What is it?
You don't know your
freepms.ladies.
Free PMS. Thank you. freepms.ladies@gmail.com. I'm your girl, Queen P.
Happy Nick.
I'm the Shade Queen.
We out. Bye.
Bye.